something that sort of completely changed the direction of the case, and it was something which nobody expected.
Okay, yeah. Whew, probably the biggest breakthrough case that still stands out in my career was, and this was a sort of cusp of time where technology was really starting to come into play in the OSINT world. And at the time, I was working with one of the UK's national law enforcement agencies, and I was a team leader for a bespoke team within the agency that was pioneering new OSINT capabilities. Interestingly, my boss had been speaking to another sort of branch commander about a huge job they had ongoing, and they'd had this phone number, and their challenge was they had this phone number was linked to whatever the commodity was at the time. Not that necessarily that important, but they'd had a whole team of intelligence staff trying to work out who this phone number was associated to. All they had was a phone number, and this phone number was a key orchestrator in the crime that was going on. And basically, my boss then said, "Hang on a second, let's go and speak to Dylan, see if he's got any ideas on this." And straight away, because I was working with, at the time, this was really sort of new upcoming technology, I was trialing a system called Long Arm, which has since been rolled out to UK law enforcement around the country. But with Long Arm at the time, this was probably 2015, 2016-ish, and they built in mobile phone emulators into the platform that they provided. Now, these were hit and miss by downloading them at the time onto a normal laptop. They'd be really flaky, but they'd built their own emulator that was reasonably stable at the time, had moments where it dropped out. And so working with that technology, I'd already started building up some burner accounts, as you do as an investigator, discrete profiles. And I'd built in a profile, for social media, and also had a WhatsApp app running on this emulator. So I just said to the guys, well, look, if you're willing to share the number, I said to the branch commander, give me the number. And so I put the number in my contacts list on the emulator and then fired WhatsApp against it. And this is sort of bread and butter stuff that we probably do today with lots of OSINT tools that you can get. But at the time, nobody had really thought of this, or there were very few people doing and thinking like this at the time. So I reversed this through a WhatsApp check, and lo and behold, the number came back to a profile on WhatsApp. So this is also down to luck, but being a bit innovative in thinking. And this is where the real luck came into play. Obviously, as many of your listeners will probably know, is that WhatsApp is owned by Meta, as is Facebook nowadays, and Instagram, and so on and so forth. That they had used their Facebook profile for their WhatsApp account because it was all interconnected. So not only did I get a hit on the number, but it gave me a profile